It was a long, slow walk back to the locker room as the Owls fall to the Huskies of UConn 48-14 in Hartford to drop to 1-3 on the season. Hello and welcome to Inside the Owls Burrow alongside the Hagerty family head football coach Tom Herman. I'm Frank Forte. Coach, in the aftermath of the game, you used the word perplexed a couple of times, and I could see that you were. In the ensuing days, has that perception changed at all?
A little bit. I mean, I'm still confused as to why our message wasn't maybe received as deeply as we thought it was. And so as a teacher, you've always got to make sure that you're teaching, not telling. And the evidence is when your students take a test, and we haven't done well thus far. So I've got to take a look in the mirror and find out why. UConn's a really good football team. They've got really, really good players too. And so, it's program-wide. Me as a head coach have to figure out, why we played poorly again. But we've also, the entire program, why did we get, pushed around up front? Why did they have better players than us at a lot of positions? Our personnel department, our recruiting evaluations, that staff has been there 1 year longer. Maybe how much money are they spending with their collective in the transfer market? We've got to ask all those questions. And at the same time, make our guys understand how close we really are. And those are, nights like that are frustrating. That's the first time I've experienced that, in the same weight class, if you will. We need to be more competitive, certainly, and figure this out, if we want to make a run at this thing. Which, the good thing is, I think everybody in the building, we've seen us at our best, and we know that our best is good enough. And now it's the really difficult part of figuring out how to get the best out of us all the time.
Coach's interview this week brought to you by Phil Smith Kia, home of the Maximus deal. Again, the offense got off to a slow start, and that's become, unfortunately, a pattern. Is there a pathway to getting out of that slow start?
I'm sure there is. If there was an elixir, we'd bottle it and be billionaires. So there's no magic pill. We tried to start both the last two losses, certainly, with some easy throws, and quite frankly, we missed them. The offense has had difficult field position in a couple of those games, but certainly to be able to go out and at least string a few first downs together, flip the field, would be more than we're getting. And so you asked if there's a path. Yes, there's a path, and we're working towards it. It's kind of, okay, let's attack this. Maybe this is the problem. Okay, no, we tried that, and that didn't work. Okay, now, so there's different stones to uncover, I'm sure, as we continue this journey of kind of learning this team. But we know it's got to happen fast.
Defensively, it was a tough night. It seemed like Connecticut was able to, run the ball almost at will. And it didn't seem like it was scheme-wise. Was it just a matter of being beaten physically up front?
Well, yeah, we didn't tackle well. When we did get our free hitters to the ball, we either weren't making the tackle or we were making the tackle, and the ball carrier was making yards as we were tackling him. And so, part of when you play zone defense, the way that we do, the ball is supposed to bounce to the unblocked hat, and the unblocked hat, is there for a reason. Got to make the play, and didn't. But we also didn't do a whole lot right up front to get the ball back to where it needed to be in terms of our gap integrity. And we've got to understand when we play really good offensive lines that discipline, not going rogue, is the path to success.
C.J. Campbell scores 2 touchdowns, and we've been waiting for him to break out and be the guy we saw back in spring ball. Maybe that jump starts his production.
Yeah, I hope so. He's a really good player, really good running back. His the kind of person he is off the field, I think is well documented how good of a human being he is. And I think, like a lot of our team, he was pressing and he slowed the game down. He was more patient and he found those holes. He wasn't perfect. There was a couple runs I'm sure he wished he had back, but I was proud of his patience. And when we get him out in the open field, I don't know that I've seen the first guy tackle him cleanly. And so we've got to do a good job of figuring out what he's good at, what he likes, and using his abilities to the fullest.
It is family weekend coming up this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff against Wagner. The Seahawks come to Boca Raton having lost to Robert Morris last week, 21-14, an FCS team which on paper looks like a game FAU should win, but you and I have been around this game long enough to know you never take anything for granted.
No, this is a good football team. They've won one close, and they've lost one by blowout, and they've lost one close as well. So this is a good team that has a dynamic receiver and defensively led by their nickel, number 45. Just a rolling ball of butcher knives, if you will. He's all over the field. So, like you said, this is probably coming at the right time, but we need to be playing our A game as we head into this and hopefully head into the bye week with a good taste in our mouth and, as you said, maybe a clearer path to going and making a run at the conference. This week and next week are about us. It's about changing too, and not changing the plan. That plan has been very well and very detailed, in a very detailed way, laid out in front of our team. We just haven't lived it.
It is that time for Tom Herman's Pop Culture Pop Quiz. We're going to do it kind of one-hit wonders, but with a little twist, okay? So the question is, this St. Louis rapper and this former member of Destiny's Child teamed up for a song called Dilemma.
Nelly and Kelly Rowland.
Very good. And what movie did Nelly co-star in with Adam Sandler where he played a convicted running back?
The remake of
Say it.
North Dallas 40? No, the one where they're in prison.
The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard. There you go.
You were on the right path.
Yes.
All right, let's get on the right path this week with the win over Wagner. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Frank.
Coming up, they were a hit last week. Now Federico Maranges and Andre Lamas return for a second appearance in Pads Off. That's straight ahead on Inside the Owls Burrow.
At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, you don't have to be a pro athlete to be treated like one. We use the latest techniques to give you an accurate diagnosis, along with surgical and non-surgical solutions, no matter who you are. Our team of specialists will do everything to help you perform at your best again. And with personalized recovery and rehabilitation plans, you'll be back to living your life to the fullest in no time. Welcome to Pro-Level Orthopedic Care.
If you're tired of the same old boring cars, at Phil Smith Kia, we've got a car for every personality. Need a compact car to weave through traffic like a ninja? We've got it. Want an EV9 that's more spacious than your grandma's attic? We've got it. We'll work with you to find a deal that won't leave your wallet feeling like it's been on a roller coaster ride. Phil Smith Kia, home of the Maximus deal. Right, Maximus?
Right.
Phil Smith Kia, right here in Lighthouse Point.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer?
No recovery, no fees. No recovery, no fees.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer?
No recovery, no fees.
The FAU MBA Sport Management program really stood out to me because it was in South Florida. It was an area that I knew, but not only that, it was top in the world, top in the nation, and it was in an area that is really very rich in sports, between professional sports, tournaments, just everything. There's professional athletes that live here. There's really all facets. It was an easy decision for me to make that call to go to FAU because I could get that mix of executive education and that focus in professional sports.
Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you by Baptist Health, official sports medicine provider of Florida Atlantic Athletics. By Florida Atlantic's MBA in Sport Management program, number 10 in the world. By Corona Extra, find the fine life, La Vida Más Fina. And by Phil Smith Kia, home of the Maximus deal.
Here we have Cam in a 2-minute mode, really trying to flood one side of the field. We're going to sprint the quarterback to one side of the field and then really high-low the flat defender down here on the numbers. We've got a route in the flat as well as a deep corner route over the top, trying to make him decide which one to cover, and he chooses wrong. Cam does a nice job of rolling to his left, and Jabari Smith with his first catch of his career, showing us a little bit what he can do.
This is Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. We received so many positive comments from you about last week's episode of Pads Off, featuring Federico Maranges and Andre Lamas, that the two offensive linemen are making a return appearance this week. This time it's Federico asking the questions of Andre. Pads Off is brought to you by Sage Dental. We want to love your smile.
Welcome to this week's version of 2024 Pads Off with
Andre Lamas.
Now for the first question. You can only have one app on your phone. Which one are you keeping?
Great question. Apple Music, though. I need my music, keeps me going. Top of the morning, need something to wake me up. Nothing better than some loud music.
Something to juice you up.
Something to turn me up.
I like that. Good, good. Second question. What is the most annoying musical instrument?
The kazoo.
I hate kazoos. Zzz. Like, come on.
What are we doing here, bro?
I don't like that. Strangest or most exotic food you have ever tried?
I tried cow tongue one time. You say that now, but it's not that bad. It's very weird, but it's very good.
Do you speak any other languages? And which languages would you most like to learn?
I speak Miami Spanish, which is Spanglish.
I like it.
Which one would I like to learn? Probably Italian.
I like that. A little bit of pizza action for the ladies. I like it, I like it. It is a romantic voice. If you could go on a vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Mykonos.
Yes. Yes. No need to.
No need an explanation for that one.
Which band would you want to play at your wedding?
Prestige Worldwide.
Great movie, Step Brothers. Will Ferrell. Who's the other one? They're both funny. If aliens landed on Earth tomorrow and offered to take you home with them, would you go?
No.
Why?
I don't know where their home is. What if I can adapt?
Which decade would you want to go back and live in? The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s?
Probably the 70s. Get that funk on.
Oh,
That
get that
funk.
funk.
Get that funk.
Get that funk on. Si puedes, ¿qué raza de perro serías?
I'd be an English bulldog all day.
Hi.
Go around the house.
English bulldogs.
I love an English bulldog.
If you could have a theme song that played when you entered a room, what would it be?
Enter Sandman.
That was good.
You like that one?
I like Metallica.
Bingo.
Cut.
Cut.
Coming up, Football in Paradise personal stories, how Wendol Philord went from Kaiser University in West Palm to playing for the Owls. That's coming your way next on Inside the Owls Burrow. This is Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. One of the many new faces on the team this year is defensive back Wendol Philord. Coming out of Doral Academy and Jackson High School in Miami-Dade County, he had several Division I offers, but wound up attending Kaiser University in West Palm Beach. After terrific success there, Wendol decided he needed a new football challenge at the FBS level. Here's his personal story in Football in Paradise.
We had a falling out with our head coach at the Doral Academy. I guess things happened, and I don't really know the backstory, I was a kid at the time, but I just know things happened. And so I guess I didn't keep in contact with the coaches, or things didn't go well, so I lost majority of my offers. And I just, when I went to Jackson, nobody was really, still talking to me and stuff like that. So
You wind up at Kaiser, where you had an extremely productive career. What would you say about your time at Kaiser? Because you won a national NAIA championship.
So I'll say my time there, my 4 years, it was great. I couldn't ask for a better place. They treated me well. They invited me in with open arms. I'm guessing they knew they had a steal of a player and stuff like that, but I didn't treat it like I didn't belong there because, I was there. So I loved every moment of it. I worked hard and, I believed in my coaches. They believed in me. I played since my freshman year, never redshirted. So from there on, I've been an all-conference player since my second year, first team. And I've just been moving up, All-American, Player of the Year, all them awards, just piling up, stuff like that.
With all those accomplishments, were you looking for a new challenge for your last year?
Yes, I was looking, to some people say, NAIA, that you're doing it there, but, I'm trying to show them I can do it wherever I'm at. It's not based on who I'm playing, it's, it's me, my talent, and, my skill, how hard I work just to prove everybody wrong and do what I can do.
The 30, 20, 10, no one's gonna catch him! A game-changing play, a sack, strip, fumble, return for 6.
He's really exceeded all expectations. He really has. He looks like he's been playing here for 4 years. Looks like another guy that we have that's talented on our football team. You wouldn't know he transferred from an NAIA school unless somebody told you that. And I think that speaks to the level of talent in college football, no matter what level you're at. And I'm really, really pleased. He's physical. He's undersized, obviously, but he's physical. He's got, really good instincts. Wendol's going to be a really productive player for us.
I've been playing with Wendol for 4 years. He's my roommate. He was my roommate back at Kaiser my freshman year, and now roommate again today. And I've just watched Wendol blow everybody out the water, speed-wise, agility-wise. He's probably one of the most athletic people I've ever played with in my entire life. I've never played against him, but in practice, it was always that like, all right, I gotta tighten up a little bit. So being able to just continue playing with Wendol and seeing him do what he does, bro, it's always fun watching Wendol play.
Is there a big difference in the level of football?
There's not really much of a big difference. The thing I would say is the weight room, and the stuff they have here is way different than NAIA, like the weight room, nutrition, the stuff they're willing to do for their players, and that's the biggest difference. Also, the playbook is bigger, and it's faster and stuff like that, but nothing I can't handle.
Do you consider yourself a physical defensive back? Do you enjoy that part of the game, coming up and hitting somebody?
Yeah, I love that part because I'd rather hit than be hit. So I would love to think that I'm a physical defensive back.
You also excelled as a kick return, punt and kick returner at Kaiser. Are those moments you relish, those special teams moments when you've got the ball under your arm?
Yes, I love those moments because, I used to play running back my freshman year. So I just love having the ball in my hand, being able to make plays. So whenever I get a chance to, that's why I really take special teams very serious because, and obviously I can't do it without the people, the scheme and the blockers, but more times than not, like, all you gotta do is make 1 or 2 people miss and everything else, you got at least 40 or 50 yards on you to score.
One thing that has changed the way Wendol approaches football and life is becoming a father.
It changes my whole perspective a lot because, it's not just, I'm not doing it for me anymore, like I'm doing it for him to make him proud. I really take to account like being on the field. He comes to my games and I don't want to be like embarrassed in front of my son, seeing my son be like, oh, my dad just got hit or my dad just got like bombed or something like that. So I just try to take every moment and think about him and give him my best every rep.
Coming up, Where Are They Now? Features former Owl fullback Aaron Sanchez, now a federal agent within the Department of Homeland Security. That's straight ahead when Inside the Owls Burrow returns.
At Sage Dental, you'll experience a modern, family-friendly approach to dentistry. From pediatric dentistry and orthodontics to cleanings and oral surgery, we've got the latest technology to provide your family the best dental care all in one place. And for a limited time, get a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus a free ProClean Sonic toothbrush at your first hygiene visit. Book your appointment today at mysagedental.com. Sage Dental. Open up and say awesome.
To win at this game, you have to put in the work, know the game plan, and execute. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
La cerveza más fina. To truly embrace the fine life, you must learn to let go. Only then will you find that even if you leave the beach, it never leaves you. Bienvenidos a la vida más fina.
Being a team administrator, you're the catch-all you're the hub of all the information. You're the center of the information for players, staff, even other departments. The connections that you make are, I think, the biggest thing when it comes to working in sports, and FAU's requirement to be active in it pushes it a long way. The content and the way it's delivered in each of the classes that you take in your 23-month program, it's real life experience.
Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you by Baptist Health, official sports medicine provider of Florida Atlantic Athletics. By Sage Dental, we want to love your smile. And by Shiner Law Group, accident and injury lawyers. Welcome back to Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. I'm Frank Forte. Once again this week, we catch up with a former Owl player to see where life after football has led them. For ex-Owl fullback Aaron Sanchez, that means ensuring public safety and security. Where Are They Now is brought to you by Florida Atlantic Sport Management Program, ranked number 10 nationally. Oh, Aaron, you played at Florida Atlantic from 2002 to 2006. What's your best or most cherished memory of your playing days?
Our first Division I victory against Middle Tennessee State, I say will be one of them. Also, we played against the University of Hawaii. We beat them over there in overtime. That was a great experience. Actually got to surf for the first time as well. We actually got stuck over there because there was a hurricane going on here, so they delayed our trip. So we had an extended stay.
Tell me what your degree is in.
My degree is in criminal justice. You know, I always had a passion for law enforcement, and that's what I decided. I had to declare a major my junior year. They forced me to. So I was in between that and political science. I was trying to figure it out, but I finally made that decision, criminal justice.
So what is your current job?
And my current job is I'm a federal officer for an agency within the Department of Homeland Security. Yes, I'm on a special response team within the DHS.
Now, what is the special response teams? What do they do?
Special response teams are tasked for many high-risk arrests, dealing with criminal offenders, very violent offenders, gang members, terrorists. We're specially trained operators to go out there and make these apprehensions in the field. So once we make the apprehensions, a lot of these criminals that we are arresting, we work a lot with Interpol, and we are Nexus. And so we'll make those arrests, they're fugitives, and we end up sending them back to their country.
Police with a warrant, open up!
You mentioned that you're part of a team. Are there similarities between football and what you do now?
Absolutely. That's another thing, you know, Schnellenberger embedded that in a sense where, you know, having that teamwork, you know, team above self mentality, that unity, it transfers right on over to being within this agency, within this special response team. The camaraderie, the team, I mean, my brother to my left, my brother to right, he's gotta have my back, I gotta have his back, just like it was back on the football field, you know? You have one mission to get complete, and that transferred over to like life in general into my career. Team building, staying motivated, discipline, all those things transferred over.
Tell me what we're doing here today. You're training, this is all part of your training. So tell me what you guys are doing today.
So today we're doing a little bit of a firearms training with the rifle, with the pistol, working on transition drills. We also have to qual each month to be part of the special response team. You got to meet a certain qualification within the rifle and the pistol. So we're working on that first half of the morning, and then we're going to work on like tactics, building entry, angle clearing entry tactics. When we go into like houses, stuff like that, there's different tactics you gotta work on. So we're just brushing up our skills, working as a team. So each mission is different, but it's a mindset, and I think that bred over from that came over from like the football mindset too. You know, you're going on the field, you know, to be victorious. It's the same way when we have a mission. You're going on that field to make that arrest, to get this dangerous criminal off the street. You just go in there knowing you're going to be successful. Now the difference is with football, yeah, our life is on the line every day when we're making these arrests. So you got to be on top of your training. You got to be on top of your physical fitness, and you know you're as good as your weakest link. You know, so it's team effort. It's one team, one fight.
Our thanks to the local Miami office of Homeland Security for helping to arrange our interview with Aaron. That's our show for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Frank Forte. We'll see you next week on Inside the Owls Burrow. This has been a presentation of Playfly.
At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, you don't have to be a pro athlete to be treated like one. We use the latest techniques to give you an accurate diagnosis, along with surgical and non-surgical solutions, no matter who you are. Our team of specialists will do everything to help you perform at your best again. And with personalized recovery and rehabilitation plans, you'll be back to living your life to the fullest in no time. Welcome to Pro-Level Orthopedic Care.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer? You need a personal injury lawyer?
Owls fans, get electrified with Phil Smith Acura with the innovative styles of the premium all-electric SUV Acura ZDX. Enjoy impressive range, convenient charging, and a dynamic drive. And right now, eligible buyers can get up to $7,500 federal tax credit. Scan the QR code to explore the all-electric ZDX. Owls fans, get electrified with Phil Smith Acura.
At Sage Dental, you'll experience a modern, family-friendly approach to dentistry. From pediatric dentistry and orthodontics to cleanings and oral surgery, we've got the latest technology to provide your family the best dental care all in one place. And for a limited time, get a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus a free ProClean Sonic toothbrush at your first hygiene visit. Book your appointment today at mysagedental.com. Sage Dental. Open up and say awesome.